Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom
And Ruth,
from
Tom
Tom
and
and
Ruth
Ruth Philippine
Philippine.
Adventures. Hello, everybody. Today we want to talk about how do you know if the person you're sending money to is married or not, and how do you know if you're sending a right amount of money for them? And that's one of the things that we want to talk about briefly because we have had some people ask us this and talk about this to us. And so we wanted to kind of talk about this just real quick and give an idea on what we think is the proper amount of money. And then how do you know if someone is married or not? And Ruth and I have talked about this numerous times. Uh, I have so many friends and so many people that have written me and asked me what's the correct amount of money. And I met someone online and I want to help her out. I want to help her family out. I want to help her out as a person. What is a good amount of money that I can actually send her on a weekly basis or a monthly basis? So we're going to go over that quickly. Then we'll talk uh, about living in the Philippines and how much to send. So, honey, for Philippines, what is a fair amount of money for a Filipina in the province and a Filipina in the city?
It depends on a Filipina if she's living in a rented house or if she's living with her own house or living with parents. Like that. We will just do first on the province expenses, which is if you rent a house, have house that is 1K to 2,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's normal house like that. But if you rent, the woman is staying at the apartment, half apartment too, that it's 2,500 to 5,000 k a month like that. But if she's living with the parents, of course, it's free rent like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's of the situation in how she live and how and in the city it's a little bit higher there because some of the ordinary house is I think it's three like that
Mm-hmm.
3 to 5K. Then it's on apartment, it depends on the apartment, some are 5K to 10K a month like that.
Mm-hmm. And a good point because you think about it. I mean, some ladies can live really cheap. Some ladies cost a little more to live, and depending on where
Mm.
they're at, they're going to spend a little more and some less, depending on how many kids they have and things like that.
Mm.
Uh, we, as a couple, when we first got together, I was sending, it varied anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 a month, sometimes 7,000 a month on her and RR. Now, that was after we got together and kind of made a decision on getting together and things like that. I have sent money in the past, and I shouldn't have to people, but that's just the way life is. But
And you get scammed.
and Daddy got scammed. Yeah, I did get scammed, and I lost about $1,500. But I just want to say, in the Philippines, there are so many people that are sending money that is I did not realize that as many people sending money here in the Philippines that is um, either they want to have what they call the white knight syndrome. I'm here to save her and I'm here to help her and I want to make sure that she's taken care of. And you ask how much and then they just throw a number out there and you thinking 100 a week. Okay, I can afford 100 a week.
Mm-hmm.
Is enough. 5,000 peso a week. Okay.
So to think that a guy will stay with that relationship with a woman so that he's sending money, right?
Right.
But
Some
to find
cases.
out, like, if you just try to test the girl, if example you send 13K a week, then you lower to 2K a week. What
Yeah.
is her changes like that?
True.
Like
True.
you can do that one
That's right.
to try like that. and you tried also that say that, oh, I have hard time here this time, you still be okay if I cannot afford to send for this month,
That's true.
or you will find out that she will stay or not, like that.
Right. That's exactly right. So, for an example, you would say to her, I'm going through a hard time. I've been sending
Mm-hmm.
you about 13 or 15K or 5K a week. What if I cut it down to 2.5 or 2,000 a week, $40 a week? Is that enough for you to live? Now, you got to take consideration. Is she sick? Her family sick? Is she taking care of her mother and her father and her children and things like that? Is that really going to matter at the end of the day? But
But in a for me only, it's my own opinion. If you are still in the how to say strangers relationship like that, you don't have to worry about the parents first.
true.
You have to worry about the both of you first,
Right.
because you're the one who will be together in the future, and you should make sure that this person can stand on her own foot about time comes that if we cannot we will not say that we will not help family, but
Right. Right.
you
Right.
have to make sure that because we heard a lot of stories and real experience about a couple that been abused by the like about in terms of money.
That's right. That's right. I mean, there's some people sending 200,000 a month, 100,000 a month to ladies here, and I'm talking people from not just U.S., all over the world. This Swedish guy was sending 13K a week. Is that enough? It's too much. It's $260 a week. I mean, that's over
It's
$1,000 a month. For
it's
what?
fine, but it's fine if there's something big amount. Once they will have investment like buying a lot,
House. Yeah, a
or
lot.
they're building ongoing build the house like
Yeah,
that, it's
yeah.
not. But if it's only for the how to say maintain the relationship, like it's too much for 13K a week,
Yeah, yeah.
because 13K is it can feed a whole family like 1 month,
It,
1 month
a big family,
yeah,
right?
consumption for the family for a normal Filipino, because most of the time a normal what's this, they will just pay 170 per day. You're lucky you will get 250 a day, like that.
Yeah,
The person is working in the Dole, which is a company, they will pay 250 to 350 a day. So how much is per week that one? So
right.
you can see, you can compute how much really income of a person, most of person that
Yeah,
here, because we're talking about, because he's sending money to a Filipino, right? So we're talking about the Philippines, so like that.
that's right. That's right. So 1.2 to 1.5 a week. That equals out to 5-6,000 peso a month.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough money? Average income in the province is about 250 a day. Average in town, depending on what you do for a living, is 500 peso a day. 500 peso a day times uh, 20 days work days in a month is 10,000 peso. Is that enough to live? Yeah, it's enough to live. People would love to have 500 peso a day,
Mm-hmm.
uh, depending. Now, if they had a job before and they're overseas worker, that makes a difference too, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like Ruth. Ruth's job overseas, she was making
24, 25
24
per month, like that.
minus her expenses,
Mm-hmm.
minus. So she would send home whatever amount of money,
I
10,
send
15, right?
like the most is 18, like
Okay,
that,
okay, okay.
because I pay some of for my SSS, my Bell Health every month, like that. So most of the most on OFW, they will just keep little amount here and send more there. Especially if you have kids, like you have somebody to taking care of your kids, like that.
Yeah, yeah,
They will just keep themselves little one, and most of the salary they will send it to Philippines. So that's it. But overall about this topic is the right amount you will sending to a Filipina, which is it's nice to help, but don't make her spoil because like spoiled,
Yes, it's spoiled. Correct.
yeah, like that
Hmm.
because like seem like oh he can afford to send me this kind of amount, so I want more
Right.
like that.
Right.
But
Right.
that make sure that
Right.
only the one thing I can say if you just want to maintain the relationship that a person will not leave you, you are using your money for that, it's a bad thing like
Yeah.
that. So just find a person that really loves you who you are. Like if for example if you will say, oh I cannot afford to send you this month, I will try my best next month. If
Yeah.
here
Exactly.
her attitude will change,
You
so
know, maybe.
she's not into you, she's into you because of your money like that.
Yeah.
So if she will say, oh no worries, I can manage myself here because like that, so she
Yeah.
will understand. So once you try to make some taste of your women, lower the amount you send, if what she's gonna do, like
Yeah.
she will
Her attitude.
change
Yeah.
her
Exactly.
attitude like that. But if she will stay with you no matter what, that's the right person
That's
for
the right
you.
person. Exactly.
And what is the good thing to find out that a person you're talking or you're sending money is not feeding a husband too. One story here in town, I will not say a word or a name like that. An American travel around the world, and he's traveled I think twice a year over here in Philippines, and he thought that they did not get married yet for the women because the women before is married as what she
Okay.
said, and they built a house here. He had car, I think two three cars like that, and they had a big house. They are part only here. I will not say a place. And as a wife said, I don't know how to drive a car, so they wants to hire a driver. But they hired a driver, then so the wife said, "Oh, I hired the driver." The American did not know the one she hired is her husband. And when the Americans uh, come to visit her in Philippines, the husband will be the one to drive the car, pick him up at the airport, wherever to airport here in Bukidnon, which is Davao and Cagayan. So that driver she hired is the one who will pick up. Then once they're living in, because driver is live in a driver, what's that?
A little house outside. Yeah.
On the side, still
Guest
in the
house.
house,
Yeah.
right?
Or
Like
guest
that,
room. Right.
like that. So only the thing that I know is the neighbor told us that's what happened. So the American did not know that the driver
Was her
is the
husband.
husband. So she, the he bought I think how many hectares of sugar cane like that.
It's in her
No
name, of
matter for the
course.
American because he's a millionaire, but it's same
Yeah.
thing like that. So just make sure that a person you're talking to is not really involved with a family like that, like
Sure.
still living in one house and you're sending money like that. So how to find out that your Filipina or a girl that you're talking to is not yet married or are married before, and make sure that they're not still together, right? Like that.
Right. Right.
So if you want to know, you know your name. We will put the link below how to
In
order
description.
a Cenomar. And this link below, you can pay online the Cenomar you want to, and it will deliver in your doorstep
Yeah.
like that.
A lot of times they do that because they don't want their husband to find out or boyfriend to find out that she's going down and collecting money. So they'll send it to her sister and use sister's name. So That would be a name. Sometimes you will find out that they have kids and you don't really
Mm,
know they have kids. They'll say, "Oh, that's my sister's kid," but the
yeah.
kid comes up and
Make
calls you
sure
mommy. You
make
know?
sure you really know her real name.
Yeah,
If it's better, you
yeah,
can ask like ID like that.
yeah. That's
Like
for ID. What's
for
going to hurt?
mm-hmm.
A lot of Filipinos don't want any of their husbands or boyfriends to watch Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures because we we've actually had a few Americans say, "Oh, you're watching them? Oh, well," and they don't want them to watch us because we tell it like it is, and it's causing a lot of conflict between some of the Filipinos and their money flow and their cash flow. And we're just telling through any foreigner, any person sending money to the Philippines, please just make sure you know who the person is, or anywhere throughout the world. It's not just the Philippines,
it,
anywhere in the world.
it's
Just
your
make sure
money, but
it's your money.
sometimes that it's you need to be how to say know first thing that you send a person that is really into you, like
Yeah.
not only because you have that kind of amount of money you send it to them like that.
Yeah, it's sort of like you're just protecting yourself and protecting your future because if you plan on being with her a long time, she should be able to give you any information, and you should be able to do the same to her. Now, a lot of foreigners that are coming to the Philippines sometimes just kind of spill the guts and known to spill the guts. Oh, I got this much in the bank. I got this much in the bank. And if they
Don't
find that out,
tell
yeah, they find,
how much you earn, how much your
yeah,
salary, what is your. It's fine to say how what is your job, but don't say more about on terms of money. That I have a salary like this, like that.
yeah.
Most especially if you did not know yet well a person you're talking to, so like that.
Yeah, because you think when you're doing that, you're doing her a favor and telling her, and you're in love with her and everything else, and she's in love with you. But what happens down the road if if something happens and say a wrench comes into the effect that causes problems? She can use that to your disadvantage. If she has your banking information or she knows how much you have, sometimes she can use that against you in the future. So just please be careful on what you do and what information you give out to someone you really don't know yet. If you've not met them, especially now, even if you've met them a couple times,
Hmm.
make sure
And
you
one
find out who they
thing
got kids.
is, as
I'm
what
talking.
a good advice is, just find a person that it's low maintenance
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
That's it.
that's it. Someone that can actually go to town and give her 1,000 pesos, and she comes back with change. No, no, but you know what? It's about common sense. We're doing this to help the ones that are sending
No,
money. This Swedish
only
guy has really got me
a
fired up.
person that is a practical person, more
Yeah,
like that. Understand how difficult to find a dime like that.
yeah,
How to save a
exactly,
dime
exactly.
like that.
Yeah,
So
because if you're sending a Filipina 40,000 peso a week and you have the money to send
then
her
he will
and you
say,
not met her,
yeah,
huh?
and it's still not enough.
It's still not
It's
enough.
red flag.
We saw a program on TV, Ralphie Toffo, where the guy said how many $500,000 US,
Mm.
and they're not married. She's married.
Yeah, she's married
She's married. He sent her $500,000 in how long, honey?
5 years.
5 years. So $100,000 a year she's made off of this guy for 5 years, and they're not married.
Mm. Don't be
Uh,
afraid to lose
he can't come
year,
here.
right?
Yeah,
The year that you're talking to that person,
yeah. You
because
do have to throw it away.
yeah, like that, because even that some of foreigner that went to Rapidofo for help, there have been long some it
They're
like
afraid to lose
years.
all that time.
Yeah,
This
they're
guy is
losing
sent for
that
5 years.
time.
He $500,000, and not only that, 500 thousand US dollars. They own buildings. They own all kinds of stuff,
Cars,
or
like
she owns it. He don't own anything,
yeah, because
and
in her name.
it's all in her name. He wants his money back. She says, "Oh, I can only pay you. I don't have any money. I spent it all."
Yeah, because she went to casino like that.
Yeah, casino, it's gambling problems. You know,
So
we when you have this much and you know you're going to get this much this next week, sometimes you say, okay, I'm going to spend all of this money, right? And that's what happens. And so that's exactly what happened. So this video is 21 minutes. I want to thank everybody always for coming on our channel. And I want to thank everybody always for spending their valuable time. God bless everybody. And
God
thank you.
bless and stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you.